Hello everybody, I welcome you to my channel Code with a Vapor. In today's lecture we are going to create consumer proxy via which will consume the web service in a report program. In the previous lecture we had created the SOAP based web service on top of the function module z sales get data. So to create the consumer proxy based on WSDL file, so we need to go to SEATT code and provide the package. Right click on the package name, say create enterprise service. Now, once the pop-up is there, you need to select the radio button service consumer. Click on continue. I'll select the radio button external WSDL slash schema. Continue. Since we are creating the consumer proxy using local file, WSDL file, so you need to select the radio button local file. Click on continue. Now we had downloaded the WSDL file on desktop in the previous lecture when we created the SOAP based web service. So we'll browse the file. So our file was this one. I'll say open. I'll say continue. Allow. Now you can save it in the local object or in the same package. I'll save it in the same package. I'll say to select the transport request, I'll say F4. This is the transport request. Say continue. You need to provide a prefix. I'll provide the prefix as ztest and I'll say continue. Complete. So once you click on the complete button, you will see the service consumer z sales underscore detail. You see the status as new. It is still not activated. You will see some dependent objects or dependent class gets generated, that is called as proxy class. This is the class name. Now you need to save it and activate this. So when you click on the activate button, dependent objects get generated. You can see here below. So now the proxy is activated. The work doesn't end here. You need to go to SOA manager. It will open up the browser, provide the credentials. Of the multiple options available, you need to click on the web service configuration. So in the object type, you need to select here, consumer proxy. Now you need to provide the name, the proxy name. To go here, select this service consumer name, provide it here, click on search. Now you can see two things here. One is the service definition and another is the consumer proxy. Now the consumer proxy name, you can compare it with the ABAP name here, ztest co sales detail. So you'll see the same name there. This name and this names are same. So you need to click on this consumer proxy. Click on the create button. You'll say WSDL based configuration. Now you need to provide a logical port here. So you can provide any port name. I'll say Z port 12. Z port 12. You can provide the description name, test port. I'll say next. Since we are doing it via WSDL file, so you need to select the via file. Now you need to upload the WSDL file that we had downloaded on the browser, on the desktop. So you need to go to the desktop. Okay, you need to select the file. This was the WSDL file. I'll say open. So the WSDL file is selected. Click on next. Click on next. Say next. Say next. Okay, next, next, and I'll say finish. So the consumer proxy is created. You can see the status as active. Okay, so you can ping the web service and click here. So the web service ping is successful, so that means the proxy is working fine. Now go to SAP GUI. SAP GUI. Now here you need to see some dependent structures get generated. Now there is an import message type. Import message type. If you double click on this, you will see the sales orders number here. These are the dependent structures that get generated when you create a proxy. It has some controller type of internal table. It has the data, the input data that we had provided in the function model, that is iWeblen. Now this is the request data structure. Now you need to get the response structure. For the response structure, you can click on this and then click on this. You can see the response. Here also you'll find the controller, the Z test, then the items details. So you can go back. So you can see the request structure and the response structure here. Now using this, we have created the consumer proxy and we have tested it whether the consumer proxy is working fine or not by clicking on this ping web service. Now we'll create a program. Now we'll create the program. So the consumer proxy is created. And one more thing, in the consumer proxy, if you double click on this and you click on this, this is basically a class. If you go to this class, you can see a method called as zSalesGetData. So basically we are going to use this method in a report program. This will be a kind of interface between the web service and our report program. So we'll basically access the web service or call the web service or consume the web service using this method. Now if you see the input parameter, the input parameter is of the type, the structure, the request structure that we saw in the message type. So if you go here, you can see the sales orders number and you can see the response as well. So basically in the program, in the report program that we are going to create, we'll create, and you can see this it's an instance public method. So we know very well that an instance public method has to be called using a instance of the class. So you need to create the instance of this class in the report program and then call this method. And you need to bind the import parameter and then get the export values. So for today's lecture, we're done with today's lecture, and we'll continue in the next lecture. We'll create the report program wherein we'll consume the consumer proxy that we have created here and see the results. So if you found this video informative, do not forget to give a thumbs up, and in the comment section do let me know the topics on which you want to have the further lectures, and please subscribe my channel because that motivates me to create more and more informative videos for you. And till then, take care. Goodbye. Thank you.